When we look across our service area, and we service 12 communities all the way from Lakewood Ranch down to Venice and all the islands, Sarasota and Bradenton, we see some areas where prices are rising, and we see some areas where prices are falling. Which areas are which, and what does that mean to you as the consumer? Good morning. My name is Mike Renick. I am the senior broker, the team lead with Team Renick Real Estate Services, part of that great Keller Williams on the Water family serving the west coast of Florida. Welcome to the November 19th edition of Mike's Market Update. I apologize for that little bumpy start. I'm wrestling with a little bit of a cough over the past couple of days. So I've gone quite a few months without feeling sick, and maybe my time is just going to catch up to me. But let's go through this. We've got some news to share, and let me bring the data on board here. And that way we can share more of it. Let's make sure that it's gonna do it. When we look at pricing and we look at real estate markets and we look at the factors that drive them, we see four factors that are important. What's happening in area sales, what's happening with prices, how much inventory is there out there today, and how long does it take to get property sold. When we combine all four of those factors for either one of our sellers or one of our buyers, and we need to take it down to the subdivision level or the condo association level to do the best job for our client. So today I'll cover the local prices. Are they rising or falling? The metric we use is average price per square foot of the sold units over the past 30 days. That seems to be the most accurate way to reflect different values of homes, different sizes of homes. It's not perfect, but it is the strongest metric that I can find. So as we move forward, we'll take a look at that. In Sarasota County, we'll start off county-wide and get the sheets lined up. We see here that the prices have fallen 1% from last month, and they're down 6.9% from last year. Now, in our area, I like to look over the long term, not the short term, because we have seasonality. Things change, whether it's summer or it's winter here. But the disturbing fact is prices have continued to fall in Sarasota County since November. This is not a short run aberration. It's not a short run change. So when we look at it, this is the lowest in the past 12 months that we've seen it at $189 per square foot. Sarasota County is one of the areas we want to keep an eye on. When we jump over to Manatee County, we see that it's up from last month, $169. It's up 4.3%, but it's down 2.3% from last year. What we see looking across the board for the past 12 months is a little variability, but mostly flat. So we're not seeing significant gains in prices, and yet we're not seeing significant losses over the period of the 12 months. Let's go into some of the cities. Let's look at Longboat Key. Longboat Key is flat from last month at $399 a square foot, but it's down 3.6% from last year at this time. So when we look back, there was a high in November. That was an aberration. Something got into the market that was a little bit different. But when we look at it, Longboat Key last August was $425. It dipped to $395, up to $414. We're down at $399. We are on the lower end right now, and we're going to want to keep an eye on it. Back in August of this year, it was $452. July was $444, and June was $432. So is this going to continue? Definitely on our watch list, Longboat Key pricing. Let's jump over to Holmes Beach and Bradenton Beach. We see that it's up 26% from last month, up almost 27% from last year. So overall, we see back in January, in August, and now for the October data, we see some jumps in the numbers. We want to keep an eye on this to find out. We see that in the Holmes Beach, Bradenton Beach area, there is a fair amount of variability on a regular basis. The good news is we're well over $500 a square foot right now. Let's see as we move into season for Bradenton Beach and Holmes Beach. Can we maintain that? Siesta Key, up 13.5% from last month at $520 a square foot, up 14.5% from last year. So we see, since if we take July, August, September, and October, an upward trend. When we look back last year, we didn't see that. So is this good news for Siesta Key? Absolutely. Will it continue? Let's keep an eye on Siesta Key to see what's happening with the pricing. We'll talk more about what this data means to you in just a minute. Venice, what's happening down in Venice? Up 4.3% from last month, up just a little bit at 0.6% from last year at $170 a square foot. Relatively flat. The good news, though, is last August, it was $158 a square foot. Today, we're sitting at $170. Fairly flat with the Venice numbers, just a little bit of an uptick. Sarasota, what's going on in Sarasota? We started the show with the county of Sarasota. Let's look at the city. Down 2.9% from last month, down almost 14% from last year. Prices since November of last year, 12 months ago, have continued to fall in the city of Sarasota. We're down to $200 a square foot. Will this continue or will it level off? Again, another reason why we need to put Sarasota on our watch list. And when we look at Bradenton, Bradenton's relatively flat. It's down 0.6% from last year, down 0.6% from last month, but it's staying relatively flat. One of the things I shared at the top of the show is we need to combine this with other data. And the other factors that we look at are where are the sales in each of these areas, how much inventory is out there, and how long is it taking to get prices sold. Let's just look at the price factor, though. If prices are rising and you're a buyer, that means we want to move faster rather than slower if we expect that trend to continue. If we're a seller, we want to enjoy this opportunity when we price our listing and take advantage of the fact that the curve is moving upwards. We might want to, if time allows, to price just slightly over market with season coming on and give us time to let the market catch up to us. So no matter what's happening with the statistics, the first step is to understand them, that whether you're a buyer or a seller, we can use those to our advantage. Now, it may not always be good news, but if we ignore the statistics, we're not going to have success of getting that property purchased or that property sold. Again, we need to look at all four factors. We need to take it down to your area in terms of the subdivision or the condo association. So this is a high level. We come in every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We talk about a different aspect of the market. We look at the latest numbers that have been released and published. This is just the beginning of how we start working with our clients. If I can provide any data for you, I'd be happy to do so. Of course, there's no obligation. You can call me on my personal cell, 941-400-8735, or you can send an email to me at mike@teamrenick.com. I'd be happy to address your questions, concerns, and prepare a no obligation analysis for you. In closing, everyone that's watching live and everyone that will see this recorded message, we wish you the best Thanksgiving season ever. You're part of the extended Team Renick family. That means everything to us. When Eric, Tio, and I step back and we think about the things in the past year that we're grateful for, things that have gone well, things that we may be lucky about, things that are turning out to be a good thing for us personally and also for the company. You're a part of that. And we didn't forget that, and we want to give our personal thanks. Take care, everyone. My parting question today is, how can Eric and I continue to help? Feel free to reach out and let us know. Take care.